Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie, and I'm wearing the wrong headphones.
If this is your first time hanging out with us this week, welcome to our new studio. This is it.
It's pretty cool.
We got some tinkering still to do.
Mm-hmm.
These are going to be gone by the next time.
We think.
What do you mean?
What if we hate the other ones?
Well, then we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You trying to undress on the stream? What are you doing over there?
We're going to start our OnlyFans here.
I think we can get paid way more on OnlyFans, so you might want to hold off on that.
Okay. Well, so much has
I think
happened.
the ratio, or no, was it the percentages are much better on OnlyFans.
Good to know. Should we just start streaming on OnlyFans like a regular show?
We could, but here's the problem with that. For people who do subscribe, not using Prime, first off, we would lose all the Prime subscriptions,
Okay.
right? And that's something that a lot of you thankfully used. And actually, I got a really cool compliment from my friend Hav yesterday. He said that he was Googling how to sub with Prime, and we were the first video that came up. Now, it's an old video. The user interface is a little different.
Yeah.
So we've got to update it
cool.
at some point. But that was pretty cool.
You have the old list up. Martha, old list alert.
Let's see. Put that on there for now.
And Jill said it looks darker than normal in here. But
It might. We were playing around with some things.
it could also be your phone screen. All the time I do that, I'm like, wow, this video is so dark.
I do that. That's usually how I start my mornings, because at night I turn the screen down a little bit, and then in the morning I'm like, why does everything look
I can't see.
terrible? All right, let me save this real quick. But
Oh, it is a bit darker. Okay. Well, we can crank it up. So much has happened. Okay, yes. So anyway, we're not going to go to OnlyFans. That's the end
no,
of
but
that.
so the other reason I was going to say that is not only do we lose all the Prime subs, right, that we would have streaming on Twitch because it's an Amazon product, then people would have to explain, like, let's say they share their bills with someone, they'd have to explain. I don't know how it comes through on your credit card.
I'll find out.
Does it say, have you paid for OnlyFans?
No, I'm Googling it.
Oh.
That one time I did. How does OnlyFans
Does anyone pay? Listen, if you pay for OnlyFans, you pay for OnlyFans. I'm not going to judge
show
you.
up on credit card? It's one of the first things.
Is it?
It'll come up as Phoenix, F-E-N-I-X,
Phoenix?
International, or some variation, but we'll always have OnlyFans or OF in the description.
Okay, so if it's there, like, then you have to explain that, and it's a little weird for you and your partner if that's not, like, your thing. So that's why I think we would stick here. If we were going to move anywhere, probably Patreon. Does Patreon do live streaming?
I don't know. They have been sending us a lot of emails.
Patreon?
Yeah. Also, did you see we got an email about doing voiceover work?
Yeah, that was like a mass email, though.
No, but sign up.
We can't.
We can. We're still connected to the platform. We just don't have it work. Yeah. We can do it.
All right.
Finally going to get to do a voiceover commercial.
I mean, you've done commercials.
I want to do them as somebody else. Like, you know,
not your own voice.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, hey, it's Carla Marie and I love this product.
I just want to be a voice. I don't want to be me. I just want to be a nobody.
We have a friend, Morgan, who
She's so good.
She left radio, started doing voiceover stuff, and now has no desire to get back into radio because she's making so much
Crushing
more, I believe.
Yep.
Do it, and it's her own schedule.
Yeah.
She works from home. She can work from anywhere, actually.
She's actually helped me a lot with setting up some of the platforms to start doing it. And now that we have a studio, actually, I can do it. I was concerned with like the quality at home for something like that because the audio has to be super crisp. But I think that'll be like phase, I don't know, 87 in this process.
Here's the trick, though. Like, you have a large enough closet where you can sit in there and record.
That's what Lauren used to do.
If you've got, even if you don't have a walk-in closet, if you have a closet where you can just face into it and speak into a microphone, your audio is going to be crystal clear.
Yeah.
It's going to sound great because that's all you really need is you need to make sure that your voice isn't reflecting off of the walls, the hardwood floor, the ceiling, whatever it is.
Martha said, you're a somebody, Carla Marie. That's the thing. I want to be just the voice where you're a voice actor. And someone just asked, is Lauren, Meg said, is Lauren doing voiceover work too? So Lauren Ray is the voice of the Morning Show podcast. Mm-hmm. She is who you hear, you know, saying it's the core four, whatever, all of that. Lauren is who we used to work with at the TJ show. She does a ton of voiceover work. I went to Lauren's voice coach more than 10 years ago at this point. She connected me with her. So I took voiceover lessons really because I wanted to just sound better on the air. Mm-hmm. And it did help a lot. But at that time, I don't know if I've talked about this on here. Someone randomly called into Elvis's show and was like, hey, I'm a casting director for voiceover work, and I love your voice, and I really think you'd be great for this ad. And I went to an audition.
And how'd it go?
It was for Honey Nut Cheerios. I did not get it.
Oh, well, listen, we didn't get to Hype Train level 5, but we did complete level 4. So I think we should still take a shot.
Yay!
Mainly because the shot's already made, and I'm very excited for what's about to happen.
Thank you, Jordan. I don't know if we're lighting them on fire. No, the
we're
torch is
not lighting
broken.
them on fire? Okay.
They're pre-toasted. Thank you, Jordan. What is it?
Did you use a lighter? What did you do?
No, I got the blowtorch to work.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, so s'mores?
Yep.
And what's in it? Mozart chocolate.
Cream liqueur, or chocolate cream liqueur.
Okay.
And it's a, you're good. Go to library. It's a twist on the toasted marshmallow.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
All right, so it's a toasted marshmallow shooter because Seattle Cocktail Club has a camping event next week, which I'll tell you about after I take this.
All right, well, we got to suck down these marshmallows.
Can you show that there's marshmallows in it? You're closer to
Yeah,
Mike.
let's go here. Show your camera.
I'm scared.
Why?
And it's rimmed with crushed graham cracker.
All right, well, let's suck down these marshmallows. Cheers to you, Carla Marie. Cheers to everyone who supported the stream, and Jordan and Seattle Cocktail Club. Thank you very much. How do I do this? Got a little bit on my face, but other than that, all good.
That's what she said.
You got it all over your mouth. See, at least with me, it blends into my beard. I think. I hope. It's really on your upper
I
lip.
know. I don't want to wipe my makeup off.
Then run and come back. You're just patting it into your skin. Oh, we got napkins coming. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan.
Just one. That's all I need. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so toasted marshmallow has vanilla vodka, Irish cream, actual cream, and mini marshmallows. That was so good.
That was delicious.
I kind of wanted it as a smoothie. And I also want to lick the graham cracker.
Do people? I guess alcoholic smoothies are a thing, right?
Have you ever had a pina colada?
Oh yeah.
Are you okay?
That is a smoothie. I guess I never really thought of it as a smoothie. I just think of it as a pina colada, but I guess it is. Yeah, it's blended. It's a smoothie.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So we'll get back to, I don't even know what we're talking about, but next Friday?
Yes.
Next weekend, but it starts next Friday. Seattle Cocktail Club is doing a camping event. They did this last year, and we were also away, so we couldn't go. But it's really cool. So you camp for 2 nights, and your ticket is, I think it's, if you're a Seattle Cocktail Club member, it's $45. And you get 2 nights of camping, treats, snacks, drinks, 2 dinners, 2 breakfasts, box lunch, and you get to float.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And if you're not a Seattle Cocktail Club member, your ticket's $80. So just saying, it's worth signing up to be a Seattle Cocktail Club member just for this event.
That's very true.
I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. They've been talking about for like the last year about how much fun they had at that. And I was like, yeah, we're going to go this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, we still have the same reason we couldn't go last year. Now I'm very excited to go to where we are going. Morning Show Boot Camp. We're going to Dallas. I haven't been to Dallas in about 8 years.
I've never been.
You've never been to Dallas?
No, it's 105 degrees there.
Yeah, when we're there, it literally goes from 101 to 102 to 103 the last day that we're there.
And the low is 92.
Yeah.
Can't
I checked
wait.
the weather last night. And this is the craziest thing about this crazy heat that a lot of us, or a lot of the country has been getting, is in Dallas last night at midnight, it was still 92 to 95 degrees. At midnight.
And
like, sun is gone, guys.
I love the heat, but I'll be honest, I haven't been in like a humid heat like that. I don't know, since we've lived in New Jersey, because it hasn't been like that when we've gone back in the summers.
No, we've been very fortunate where I don't think there's been a time where I visited New Jersey in the summer and it was triple digits.
There's been humidity where I'll notice like I'm going to curl my hair and I'm like, what is my curling iron not on? And I'm like, oh, my hair is not used to that.
Also, we got to shout out Vicky. It is her birthday. So to you, Vicky. Hold on. There we go.
Scotty said, I refuse to fly into Dallas. If I can help it, there's always tornado warnings and flights canceled.
Yeah, we are flying into Love Field. Is that the airport?
Yeah, I don't know.
Loveland, Love Field,
One of them.
Lovers. No, Lovers is the gas station, which is a weird name for a gas station.
Oh.
I think we're just going to throw that out there. What?
They have koozies here, right?
They have koozies? I would assume Seattle Cocktail Club has some koozies somewhere. Why?
Because our friend Colleen is a big koozie person.
Yeah.
I'm going to the concert with her tonight, and she was like, I forgot a koozie. Can you bring me one?
They've got to have. I bet you they have like a library of koozies here.
Oh, Lovers. You said the gas station. We had a Lovers koozie. That's why that happened in my brain.
Let's see. Love Field is the smaller airport, not as huge as DT Dubs, which is the main airport in Dallas. So that's where we're flying into. This is all next week. But we are not. Here's the other thing. This time next week, we are going to be taking the day off because we are not streaming from the morning show boot camp that we streamed from last year. It's a very big process that isn't really worth the headache of making that happen.
Yeah.
And we want to travel a little lighter than we did last year. And that takes, stands and ring lights and all these other things and tablecloths.
We will be streaming in New Jersey.
Yeah. But that's a much easier process because we're separate. All we need is a webcam. It's a lot easier than that.
We do have a edit to what you said.
What did I say?
Or an edit. It was incorrect. Lovers is the sex store here in Washington.
No, I know that's what
Loves
it is.
is the gas station.
Oh, Loves. It's just Loves?
Yeah.
I always thought it was Lovers. That makes, I guess, a little bit more sense. Yeah. Not a ton. Like, was the guy who founded that gas station, like, I don't know, Robert Love?
I don't know.
Because that's a weird name for a gas station.
All right. What's on the list, sir?
What is on the list today? So let me put the list up here. Welcome to our brand new studio, obviously. This is still our first week here, so we can say that.
We're doing it for a month.
Taylor Swift Day for Carla Marie. That noise. Seattle Cocktail Club camping. We talked about that. Women's shirts. I found out a very interesting fact about women's shirts.
Do I know about it?
No. I have not shared this with you.
I can't wait to be
most of the things in my brain I have not shared with you, Carla Marie.
I can't wait to be mansplained about my own clothing.
Well, you might need to be. And then Guys and the Barbie movie. I don't know what that's about.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll get to that today. We'll have to see because I got a 9 a.m. out because I got to get to the airport.
Yes.
Because it's Taylor Swift Day. So a lot has led to this day.
Okay, go.
What are you laughing at?
So yesterday, I was working in the studio for a while. Carla Marie was out running some errands. She came to pick me up, and I walk outside to get in the car, and Carla Marie is now moving from the driver's seat to the passenger seat. Now, keep in mind, we have a, 4-minute drive from here to home. I said, what are you doing? Why are you not driving anymore? Are you okay? She said, I need to practice for tomorrow in regards to Taylor Swift. I said, okay. And listen, I am not, even if I think something is ridiculous, I try not to be a person that yucks someone else's yum.
Yeah.
If you're having a good time, have a good time. Do it. Enjoy it. Live it up. But Carla Marie she was singing along, reading lyrics, and then practicing these things that happen between songs, I guess.
The fan chants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
not
one
between
of them,
songs, in the songs.
And one of them is ridiculous. What is the you're going to be fine? What is it? What do they say?
Okay, so let me explain the fan chants. They've started at different points and different things in her career. Some of them have been around since like 2018, whatever. And it is like a thing that even Taylor like starts acknowledging now when she's performing. And in Anti-Hero, when she there's this part of the song where in between lyrics, she kind of says, "Tale as old as time," randomly.
Yeah, like an ad lib.
Yes. Instead of that, we yell, "Taylor, you'll be fine."
Why though?
I don't know the answer. And as Elise Myers,
where did it start?
I don't know. Elise Myers, she's a comedian, has a podcast. She's an influencer in social media. When she was doing her practice, when she went to the show, she was like, "This feels like condescending. Why are we saying this?"
Like clearly she's going to be fine. She's making a lot of money. She's doing very well for herself.
Yes.
So at some point during Anti-Hero, you're going to go, "Taylor, you'll be fine." I feel like I need to hear it because I don't know if you're
You
pitch.
heard it yesterday.
No, I need to hear like the crowd do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Also, but then I almost like cried because my friends called me during Delicate when she performed here in Seattle, and I was home with COVID, and they FaceTimed me, and I got to do 1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch.
And where did that start?
That started in 2018. Like some 14-year-old girl started it, and she posted.
So these have been going on for a long time.
She yelled, like she was just like singing at the show and got a video, and she yelled it, and it took off. I think she was in Peru.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
But that's not what Taylor says. Taylor doesn't say 1, 2, 3,
No,
let's
but
go,
now
bitch.
Taylor in that part, she goes 1, 2, 3.
And what song is it?
Delicate.
That seems like a song that I would not expect you to say "Let's go, bitch," because it's such a slow.
No. Yeah, that's why and then she goes into the fast part of the song. That's
Okay.
Then there's the one that's, because she says I'm going out tonight, and I think we're supposed to be like, where are you going or something?
Dana on Long Island said the Delicate one is the most popular
Yeah,
one.
it is so good because it's been happening since several tours.
Okay.
Oh, Taylor, you'll be fine. Thank you, Court. Comes from the remix that Jack Antonoff and the Bleachers did.
Oh, there's one for
Oh.
during Bad Blood?
Yeah, you yell Kendrick's part. Thank you, Tacoma Swiftie. It's
Oh, like the whole thing?
no, there's one part. You forgive, you forget, but you never let it
Go.
You have to go.
Taylor says
No,
that?
no.
Or the whole crowd
That's how
says
it goes.
together?
You forgive, you forget, but you never let it go.
Okay. Is there someone who's been to the show can tell me this? When she does Bad Blood,
Yeah.
which is with Kendrick Lamar,
He could come out.
he could. I mean,
We're in LA.
He's like royalty in LA. I wonder what day he'd come out though. The last day or the first day?
Well,
I hope he comes out when you're there.
here's
That'd be
the thing.
awesome.
Tacoma Swiftie said, yes, it's in Bejeweled. We yell, where you going? When she goes, I'm going out tonight. That part. Okay, so here's
How
the
many
thing.
of these are there? Is there a number? Do you know?
I think there's like 6 maybe.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So, yes, she did just announce more tour dates like an hour ago. She's going to Miami, Indianapolis, I believe, Louisiana, a bunch of dates for the fall. So she does 2 secret songs at each show.
Okay.
And the list is like dwindling, but you know she's left some good ones for LA or what other people think are good ones. I'm not like everyone has their favorites.
Yeah.
I want to hear Endgame live so bad. I'm like the only person.
That's not on the regular
No, and
set list?
I've heard it before when we went to the
Endgame is with Ed Sheeran in Future?
Ed Sheeran and Future, correct.
Okay.
So Ed's on tour right now. I forgot. I looked up his tour dates. I don't know that they line up with hers. She also has her brand new songs with Haley Williamson Paramore and Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
Fall Out Boy had a show in Massachusetts last night, nothing tonight, New York tomorrow night. So I was like, it could happen.
It could.
But they have nothing for 10 days after tomorrow. And she's still in LA
Okay.
and then I think they go to Japan. So
It would make sense to come to the West Coast and then
I'm
fly
going to be
out there.
so mad.
Yeah. That definitely seems like a day 3, maybe the last day.
I know. But
Because I think at least Pete Wentz lives in LA as well. And I think that because I remember doing a phone interview with him years ago, and he was on West Coast time. He was living in LA.
I think he lives possibly where the Kardashians live, Calabasas, maybe.
Okay. Well,
Anyway.
California somewhere.
So when she was in New York, she had Ice Spice come out each night. LA, you kind of got to treat them the same as you treat New York. So I'm wondering if every night in LA she's going to have a surprise guest. I know Haim is coming out to do No Body, No Crime. That's an edited part of the whole.
Where's Haley Williams at these days?
They're on tour. But they had to cancel their Seattle show. They're coming in August now. Instead.
Because, I mean, technically, she could have a different guest every night. It's LA. They're normally going to be there.
I'm telling you right now, if Fall Out Boy comes out, I will cry. I've never cried at a concert. Who was it? It was like an emotional song, not like a moment.
Okay. You know, we mentioned how a second ago, you mentioned how you think Pete Wentz lives in Calabasas, which is where the Kardashians live. And we usually say like, oh, you live in LA. And LA has the advantage of having Los Angeles County, so like you can kind of count everyone there. But I was doing some research yesterday. I fell down a rabbit hole, and I was going through the largest cities in America, but only based on the population that actually lives in the city. Okay.
So like Seattle would have to be your area code is
You live in Seattle
like
proper.
Bellevue doesn't count as part of the
Exactly.
population.
We're not talking about the metro areas. We're talking about the population of the city itself. And you know what was so surprising?
What?
How small Miami is on the list. How far down it is on the list. Where would you think Miami is in terms of population of American cities?
Well, media market wise, when you count
Yeah.
the greater Miami area, isn't it like number 4, 5?
It's 10 or 11.
It's not that high. There's no way.
Pretty sure. I can look it up,
We were Seattle.
but it's not that high. So now think, where would you put Miami?
30?
Lower.
No.
44. Miami is the 44th most populated city in America.
That's insane.
Omaha has more people living in its border, within its border, than Miami, Florida. Omaha, Nebraska has more people living inside of it than Miami, Florida.
Okay, so I'm looking at the TV stations in North America. These are 210 designated market areas listed
Yes. This
by
is metro
Nielsen.
area.
Miami coming at 18.
That's weird. Miami, I thought, was in
In the top 10.
11s. The
Seattle's
11s,
number
the
12.
10, 11. I knew Seattle was 12, and I knew
Well,
Miami was just a little bit
So
bigger.
when we moved here, it was 13, and then
Yeah.
it went to 12.
And obviously with the 12s, it like makes sense. What?
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. But that was such a fascinating fact to me. That's one of the things I love looking up because we take a lot of things for granted. Oh,
Omaha,
Miami's.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
So should we open up like a cool resort and do a day club pool party in Omaha?
I don't know if the weather would work with that.
But they have super fast internet.
They do have great internet
The
in
best
Omaha.
internet I've ever had in my life.
And
Google
that was
Fiber.
at a hotel.
Google Fiber in Omaha, Nebraska.
In a hotel. Now, keep in mind, we've been to hotels everywhere, and we've tried to connect to the internet, like Vegas. We've been all over the place. Never in my life have I experienced internet speeds in a hotel like Omaha, Nebraska. For people who are big dorks and go to speedtest.net, we were at over 100 on the upload and the download.
on Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
It was like 800.
it was crazy. It was
Okay.
crazy.
Let's go back about 87 minutes of the show. I have the Taylor You'll Be Fine if you want to hear it, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
I think. I don't want to get banned.
We won't. So when she says "tale as old as time,"
Uh-huh.
you say "Taylor, you'll be fine."
Where's it here? I don't know. That was a bad video. So now we're going to get banned from Twitch.
No, we'll be fine. The quality's crap, so we're good.
Oh, keep going. It was after that. Well, the video ended, so that person was dumb.
Miss Rack 00 said, "That's some adulting when you're commenting on internet speeds." That's what I check all the time now.
Is it Miss Rack or Mish Rack?
Did I say Mish or Miss? I thought I said Mish.
I don't know.
So do you have all of like your Taylor stuff?
Yeah, and then in You Belong With Me, it's just, I got that. That's easy.
Okay, clapping is a normal thing at concerts.
No, it's, because now even the crew is backstage. You see them doing it in videos. I got some new, find me if you're going to LA. I got some, a bunch more in my bag. Little Words Project bracelets to trade with you with. Keep in mind, these are a top-notch friendship bracelets. So if you're getting this from me, these are legit.
Do you know anyone that's going to the show outside of you and our friend Colleen?
Tonight, no.
So you're going to give them to strangers, huh?
Are you kidding?
That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah. So, and I also have a friendship bracelet making kit. So it'll all depend how this goes because everyone makes friendship bracelets for the Taylor Swift show and trades them. But like, if you're a Little Words Project fan, you know that like it's like a $30 bracelet. I don't want to just give it away, but I didn't.
But you got them for free.
They
so.
sent them to me specifically for the show to trade them with people. But I'm gonna have to register them on the plane so that if the next person registers it, I can see where they go.
This is a good question from, where was it? Jill Beans 82. Are you wearing the outfit that you originally were planning on wearing to Taylor when she was playing in Seattle?
Yes, I tested out 2 others. I rented This was what's crazy. The sequin dress I wanted to rent for Seattle became unavailable the week of the show.
Okay.
Because I assumed someone rented it for Taylor. And then it finally became available on like Monday. So I rented it. Didn't fit great. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick to my original. I also tried one more shirt, but I am going bike shorts, mesh shirt, and my blazers.
So Martha brought up a good point. She said, this whole thing would stress me out. I would just want to go to a concert and sing my face off. It seems like there's a little bit of stress here.
It's like easy. It's not like I'm reciting poems.
Because like on Friday, we're going to go see. So tonight, you're going to see Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Then you're back in Seattle tomorrow. And we're going to go see Yellow Card.
If I can survive.
We're going to go see Yellow Card. Okay. There's no questions. That's it. We're seeing Yellow Card. And yes, they have new music out. So I've been listening to the new music a little more than I was originally. Other than that, though, I'm not like preparing things, you know. I don't have like a spreadsheet of things I've got to memorize and where I have to do those things.
You're not a Swiftie. This is the difference.
It's incredible what Taylor has been able to do and what the community that loves Taylor has been able to do. Because this is a moment.
Oh, yes.
You know, this is like something that when they do I Love the 20s on whatever station replaces VH1 down the road, this is going to be like a whole episode. It's going to be the Taylor Swift Eras Tour.
That Netflix series that does like would they get like the Diamond one we watched, the whatever.
Oh, Explained.
Explained. It's going to be like Swifties Explained.
Yeah.
Because
I think they probably have a fandom one.
But like,
something.
What else is there like this? Dave Matthews Band, Fish, like I
don't know.
But I'm telling you what, you put Swifties together, they can achieve anything. Like
they should maybe do some more then.
Getting Ticketmaster all the way to Congress.
Yeah, but has anything changed?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the junk fees thing. You get to see what they are before.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people were kind of making fun of Biden and the administration for getting rid of junk fees because their rebuttal was, well, you're still paying the same amount. But that was never really the issue. The issue is people just want to know what they are paying.
Yeah.
When they start the process, not moments before they hit the purchase button. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. If you remember, airlines had to do this a long time ago, and that may have been under Obama, but airlines did the same thing. You would get one ticket price online, and you say, oh, well, that actually seems like a good price. And then you'd go down the line, and it was like,
but not anymore.
Now it's like, here's a fuel tax, here's a whatever. The only thing now that they can charge you for is your baggage and picking your seat.
Which
but
is insanity.
The price they advertise, other than like your state tax at the end, has to be what you pay.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people wanted to see with tickets, at least from a very basic standpoint. Like, if we change one thing, let's just put it out there. How much am I paying? And
that is very nice. Like, because when you use all like the flight websites that are like Google Flights or whatever, that price that you see is the price, which is very nice.
Scotty said, that's why I love Europe. All prices shown is the price, including everything.
Europe does a really good job at protecting their citizens from corporations.
They do a better job than we do.
Yes.
Yeah. I think corporations win everywhere, unfortunately. But I think the EU specifically, so you can't include all of Europe, but the countries in the EU have done a much better job at regulating corporations, probably than anyone else. And a lot of that, people in America always say, oh, well, we can't, we don't want to regulate corporations too much because it'll stifle innovation.
No.
They're still very innovative. Spotify is a European company.
Swedish, right?
It's Swedish. A lot of those companies are like, a lot of the really big European countries are Nordic. So you're talking Sweden, Iceland, Norway, Finland.
I think Canva is also
it's a European or a Nordic European country. Yeah, they do a much better job. And it's, the craziest thing is the reason Apple will eventually have to move from their lightning cables to USB-C is the EU. It's not America.
I'm ready for it though.
Yeah, you should. Everyone should be. That's the thing. Whether you want an Apple phone or you want an Android phone, everyone should be on the same page where we say we just want one cable. We want one cable that works the same way everywhere. Because even USB-C cables, they're not all the same. I can go down a whole, because some of them will transfer just electricity. So you're only charging. Some can transfer data.
That's right.
And some have different protocols, essentially, that allow them to act differently between the devices they are plugged into.
I did have to pack a little like dongle so that I can use my portable charger with my charger. Like my new Apple charger is a USB-C.
For your phone?
Into the brick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
My portable charger is USB. So I got one of your dongs. Doles.
You got what? I only have one of those, by the way. I don't have multiple that I can loan out. Let's see.
Canva is Australian. Thank you.
Okay.
Tweets.
So not part of the EU.
Eats and tweets.
Yeah, I think we all want one cable. One cable to rule them all.
Yeah.
As Gollum would say. Gollum or Golem?
Gollum, but what?
One ring to rule them all.
My precious.
Yeah, are you not a Lord of the Rings?
Are you kidding? I went every year when they came out for Christmas.
You went every year just to go?
No, every Christmas they came out for like 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And I'd sit there with my brother and watch the 3-hour movie.
I do want to sit down and watch them all again. Because it was
Orlando
a long
Bloom.
time ago.
Sometimes I look like Orlando Bloom as Legolas or Legolas.
The little elf?
Well, he had his long blonde hair. We have the same face shape. So when I put my hair half up, sometimes I think that I look like him.
Let's see. Orlando Bloom.
How do you pronounce it? I don't remember. Legolas or Legolas? XOXO Toxic or XOX Toxic said, yeah, they came out every December.
Okay. So put your hair like that. And let's see if I can get this on.
Jill said, nah, you're a handsome brother. Well, one day when I cut my hair short again, Legolas. Oh, Legolas. Yeah. When I cut my hair short again, I'll be back to my Kurt Cobain.
I don't know why it's doing this.
Oh, I don't have a hair tie on my wrist right now. Do you have a hair tie?
No, I don't have a hair tie. All right, I don't know why it's not letting me do this properly. I have to delete this and do it again. Let me try that.
I'll just sit here. Vanessa said, I can see. We have the same face shape. Do you think Katy Perry would want to marry me?
Yeah, why not?
She kissed the girl and she liked it. So maybe I'll be him for Halloween. Except I already know our costume. So
What? We have costumes?
Mhm.
What are they?
I don't want to say it. I want to surprise everybody.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to reshape this because for some reason it crapped out.
We also should have been Barbie and Ken.
Okay, here we go. So I need to...
You need me on the screen.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay, give me a second.
replace your camera with Orlando Bloom.
I'm gonna... There's a lot of
Wait,
things I gotta move around.
Orlando
here.
Bloom and Katie are divorced?
Yeah, I feel like they've been split for a while.
I can't keep up with all these different people.
Okay, now I have to add a source. This is annoying. Video capture. Add existing. Carla Marie cam.
Did they just get divorced?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to
I can't.
crop you this way. Okay. It's not the... this isn't the prettiest.
They're not divorced.
Okay, there you go. There is
married.
Carla Marie. I could see it. If your hair was a little lighter.
What is his face?
Yeah. You look a little... You got a little Orlando Bloom.
I think I'm supposed to be a boy.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I guess he was with Miranda Kerr.
I don't even know who that is. Who's Miranda Kerr?
Victoria's Secret model. Yes,
Oh,
you do.
Okay, good for her. Proud of her. Good for her. She did good. I really don't know who that is. When you said yes, you do. I'm sure if I saw her face, I'd be like, oh, that's a familiar looking hot girl.
I think she dressed as the deer at one of the fashion shows.
What? Do you expect me to know
I'm trying to find a good picture.
venison fashion shows?
At Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, I don't know. She just looks like a hot girl.
Wait, Miranda Kerr and Katy Perry are together in a photo, so that's weird.
I think celebrities do that kind of stuff on purpose because they know some blog is going to pick it up. So when they see each other at events, because they all go to similar events for the most part, they say, oh, let's, we dated the same guy. We don't need to be friends, but let's just take this picture so everyone talks about us. That's how that whole thing works. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, they were never married.
They weren't?
Apparently not. They were just engaged.
Did she marry Russell Brand?
Yeah, that was a thing.
So she's been connected to Russell Brand, Orlando Bloom, any other famous people?
Wasn't there a Jonas in there somewhere? I think I made that.
Katy Perry and a Jonas?
Ugh, I hate that I'm Googling Katy Perry boyfriends.
Wait, Katy Perry and what was her name? Miranda Kerr are BFFs. They co-parent really well.
Oh, because
who's got the baby?
So he was with her. He was with Miranda Kerr before, but the thing that I just saw is apparently him and Miranda Kerr walked a red carpet together a year ago. So that was like whatever.
I don't know what's going on. Oh, John Mayer and Katy Perry?
Yes, Katy. Remember that whole thing at Elvis's show when they?
Oh yeah, that was a big deal.
When they were like asked him about Katy Perry.
Oh, Katy Perry and Travie McCoy from Gym Class Heroes. That must have been because Katy Perry was on the Warped Tour for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It was.
When I Kissed a Girl came out, she was on the Warped Tour, and so was Gym Class Heroes, so that would make sense.
They dated in... Travie was in a relationship with Katy in 2006.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
She's in Cupid's Chokehold music video.
I would imagine that the bands that are on the full Warped Tour from beginning to end, there have to be a lot of relationships that are just kind of in that bubble, right? They know that early on they're going to be with someone, hook up all tour long, and they're probably not going to be together afterwards.
Diplo also, she dated.
Oh, I don't know that
one. But the article I just read is from therichest.com, and they had all of Katy Perry's boyfriends ranked by net worth.
Okay, who's the...
John Mayer was number one, $70 million.
Oh, over Diplo.
He was
Diplo makes
50.
a lot of money. Oh, okay. Who's the poorest one?
Travie McCoy.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, unfortunately. Travie McCoy, I got to interview him once and interact with him a lot when I worked in New York for Z100. And Gym Class Heroes was one of those bands that I liked before I got into radio. So there was like the fan part of me every time I got to meet him, like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, Nelly was a big one. People that I was a fan of before I started working in the industry. And his interviews, he is so nice and so engaging and funny. And when he's in an interview, he's in it. There's a lot of artists who, like, they're kind of halfway there. They're doing it because they're just, it's part of the deal. They have to do it. He was involved in his interviews. The scary thing, though, was when he wasn't in an interview, when he was doing a performance. And he's a guy who's been pretty open about substance abuse issues. Mm-hmm. There was a time, it was a Z100 Jingle Ball. There's the All Access event, which is a pre-event.
Coca-Cola All Access Lounge.
It's done at Hammerstein Ballroom, and it's a free event generally. And artists come in and out. It's a lot of the artists who are big at that time but can't make it to the Jingle Ball stage. And Travie McCoy was one of those artists. He did a performance, and it was my responsibility for this show to take the artists from when they got dropped off. I was essentially their runner and got them anywhere they needed to go in the venue and then back out. Right? So I was like their handler, if you will. So I would take him to his dressing room. I would take him to the meet and greet. I would take him to the stage. And then I would take him back out. And I remember someone said, hey, you have to wait with Travie until the van comes. Because a lot of people would have a team with them, so I would just kind of direct them. And I don't know what he was on or what condition he was in, but it was not good. And it got to a point where he was kind of like slouched over against the wall. He was just ripping cigarettes. He was like conscious, obviously. And I did have this thought to myself, like, am I going to have to call an ambulance for this man? Like, if he just falls.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And thankfully his team showed up with their van and they took him, and that was the end of my time with him in that moment. But it was the craziest thing when you see someone who is really engaging and smart and witty and all of those things. You see him at like his high not when he's high, at his highest point in interviews when he's really on. And you see him at kind of like the low point. And man, it is wild.
Did you talk to him when he was like?
A little bit, just like, hey, how you doing?
I would have been so panicked.
And you could tell, a lot of those things, you gauge the artist, you gauge the person. Are they in a talkative mood? He clearly was not. So I just kind of like babysat him for a little bit until the van picked him up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But again, the crazy part to me is that he is such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's so witty and with it. But yeah, that was just a bad moment that I kind of like sat there with him. And I think he's doing much better now. I think he's much cleaner now. I know he did an interview with our friend Menace recently.
Oh, really?
And talked about it, yeah. Which is good to see that he made it, because a lot of artists don't make it out of that bad time.
Is he still making music?
Yeah, within the last 2 years, he did. Let's see. One of the Yankees was put into rehab yesterday and is out for the year. That was Domingo German, or Herman.
Herman.
Yeah.
But it's German.
It's spelled German. It always throws me off because it's such a common word.
Yeah.
And I know that's not how you pronounce it, but that's just how I've seen it my whole life.
He threw a perfect game.
The players are coming out and said they knew something was going on. It must be so awful. Yeah. And he went in for alcohol abuse, I believe.
Yeah, he's out for the season, I think.
And he threw a perfect game this year.
I just said that.
I know, but that's just crazy. And that's how you could go from
the
highest highs of your profession and probably your goals and your aspirations to, being in rehab as well. And there's nothing wrong with rehab. It's obviously a better option than falling further down that hole.
But imagine you had to be wasted to throw a perfect game.
I bet you that played into his head at some point. Like maybe he did drink that day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know a lot about the Domingo thing.
Ooh, Lisa said apparently there was an incident on Tuesday and the team knew he'd be leaving one way or another.
Oh, wow.
This is probably the better way.
Well, you hope that he gets, the help that he needs. That is true. David Wells was usually hungover. I don't know if he was ever fully drunk for a game, but he was pretty open about the fact that when he wasn't pitching, he was raging.
I played softball drunk one time.
It's a little different. And actually, there's a story about how when David Wells, who was a pitcher for the Yankees, phenomenal pitcher, one of my favorite stats about David Wells was there was one year when he was really on. He, I believe, up until the All-Star break, only had 3 walks.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Through that whole beginning of the season, he walked 3 people, something insane like that. But he would party so hard on days that he wasn't pitching that team managers had to warn other players not to go out with him. They had to monitor players to make sure they weren't going out with David Wells because a lot of these position players are going every day.
Yeah. And
David Wells is pitching once every 5 days, but he'd still go to all these cities, super rich, right? The guy's making $10, $15 million a year. Yeah. Listen, if I didn't have to work for 5 days and you sent me to Miami, Dallas, LA, wherever, and I was a multi-millionaire, very comfortable. Yeah, I'd be going out all the time.
Yeah, and you'd want to see these cities. The best way to see a city is through restaurants and drinks.
And their women.
Anthony.
That's probably what he was doing. I mean, rich, baseball player, not in the best shape, but I think you get to a certain level.
He's the reason dad bods became cool.
Could be. Dad bods have been cool in baseball forever. That's what baseball players are, generally speaking. Huh?
Outside of baseball, I'm talking.
Yeah. There was a good question that I saw on Twitter the other day. What is a dad bod considered these days? Because dads are still pretty buff now too. There's a lot of dads out there that are pretty buff.
Right, and that's why when people now you know what it's like when they're like, oh, that's a mom haircut. It's like, well, moms have other hair.
But what is a dad bod?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
I guess it's if you have a little belly that sticks over your pants.
So that's a dad bod.
Yeah.
Which you can have, obviously, with or without kids.
I have it.
Next on the list. Oh, clothing, women's shirts.
All right. I don't think we're going to get to guys in the Barbie movie today, so I'll talk about it on Monday.
Oh, we might.
No, we won't.
We might.
I need to leave here in 10 minutes, sir.
Well, the women's clothing thing, the women's shirts thing is actually very quick.
Okay.
women's buttons. So like on a men's shirt, my buttons are on the right-hand side of my shirt, right? Women's shirts, they are on
The other side.
the left.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No. Maybe at one point I learned this, but I don't remember.
So the main theory, according to literally the Smithsonian,
Oh.
is that women's shirts are on the left because when women's buttons, I should say, are on the left. It's because when women started wearing button-down shirts or shirts with buttons, it was generally rich women that did so. And rich women had people dress them. So it was for the maid or the servant or
Do it the
whoever
same.
to do it in reverse. So for the maid and the servant, the buttons were on the right-hand side.
But then they're on the opposite side for them if they're dressing a man.
But the men usually would dress themselves.
Why women couldn't dress?
Well, the other theories, so there were a couple,
That
right?
seems a little silly.
It seems right to me. The other thing was that I guess with men, the reason it was originally put on the right side was usually button-down shirts were for military uniforms when they started being made. And your weapon was normally hanging on your left. So I guess it was easier some way to like unbutton your shirt if it was designed this way. But I thought the women's shirts thing was, and now obviously, even if you're rich, usually people aren't dressing you, and they just never switched it. What?
Martha said I just got annoyed. I'm not entirely sure what it's about.
Yeah, so the reason it's on the left is it's meant to be buttoned for them, not by them. So every time you put on a button-down shirt now, you should think, I am such a peasant that I can't pay someone to put on my shirt for me.
I wouldn't want that.
I also don't know if I'd want that.
Also, I noticed today, I learned something today about buttons
What?
and how much faster I am at buttoning than you are.
What?
So this morning, before coming here, we changed our duvet cover
Okay.
because Anthony's parents come in tomorrow, and I wanted to have the sheets cleaned for them and everything. And Anthony's going to sleep on the couch tonight. We got to button the duvet cover.
Yeah.
I got through like 10 buttons, and you were on button 2.
Yeah, I was looking for the hole. It was early in the morning. I wasn't rushing. I'm not trying to speed button.
I do everything at top speed. Always.
Yeah, and you know what? How's that working out for you? Because
I-
we're in the same spot right now.
I hurt my toe.
Exactly.
I must have dropped a total of 15 things yesterday. It could also be getting my period. That happens. You get clumsy and drop things.
Okay.
And I dropped like this little thing for the Roomba that's like it's a little motion sensor thing so that the Roomba knows not to go in that area. And I was moving it. I dropped it on my toe. My toe is bleeding. It knocked off the nail polish.
Maybe you should have slowed down.
No time for that.
There is time for that, though.
No.
The reason we are so rushed is because of the amount of time that we waste.
Not anymore. I
No?
turned on my settings. I don't scroll on Instagram. I haven't in a week, really. Unless I'm like, oh, I want to scroll on Instagram right now. I don't accidentally get lost in an Instagram thing anymore.
Any other apps?
No, they're all turned off. I can't use them.
So what have you been doing with your time?
Things now.
Like what?
Cooking. Have you had a meal every night this week?
Yeah.
Have you had lunch as well?
Have I? I don't normally remember lunch. There's usually a lot going on.
been making
Oftentimes I don't even
salads.
know if I ate lunch.
Salads.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
What else have you been doing?
Really just cooking, I guess.
Okay.
Tending to my garden.
All right. Well, maybe during that time, you should have found a way to pack so you weren't rushing yesterday and hurting yourself.
Well, I was too busy cooking dinner to do that.
Well, what are you going to do? Oh, yeah, working with the football team. You did do that. That was a big day.
Sunday and yesterday.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
It is crazy that, you can, designate a certain amount of time to do that, right? How many hours did they have you there each day?
12 to 4:30.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound like it takes up that much of your day, but getting there, the shuttles, all of that stuff, it ends up being like an 8-hour day, even though you're really just working for 4. And similarly, like I have my physical therapy, which I will give an update. I don't know if I talked about this,
You didn't.
pretty big update with my leg, but I have physical therapy today. It's at 1:30 in Bellevue. Now, if you're not familiar with the Seattle area, Bellevue's across Lake Washington. It's mile-wise, it's not that far. But with traffic and all of that stuff, it takes a while to get out there. So my 1 hour physical therapy appointment now ends up taking over, I would say close to 3 hours based on getting there.
That's why the doctor originally, remember he was talking about physical therapy, he was like, I'm sure you can find a place near you. But
And the reason I ended up going to this place was not only is the surgeon in the same building, under the same umbrella, under the same parent company, but they were the first place that was able to take me in and give me multiple appointments.
And they have an Alter G treadmill.
They do have the treadmill that I will need hopefully in the next couple weeks. But the update for the foot, and this will, I guess, will be the last thing that we talk about.
Yeah.
If you are not aware, I should say, I tore my Achilles on June 7th. And I've been going to physical therapy. I did not get surgery because of the specifics of my injury. It's still partially connected and higher up on my leg where surgery may not have even done anything. So with that in mind, started physical therapy, and I had my 6 to 7 week checkup with the surgeon on Monday. And I am now walking around with just the boot. No crutches, no peg leg, nothing.
It's crazy.
And I don't even have to I was taking originally the peg leg with me to the gym. Because if you can't put 100% of your body weight on your leg, that means you can't carry anything when you're on your leg either. So even though I didn't need the peg leg, I was specifically using it at the gym.
I had to carry his big heavy weights for him.
But now, and I even asked my doctor about it, I said, okay, but if I can walk on the boot fully, what about the gym? What if I'm carrying weights? What if I'm putting weights on a bar? And he said, no. He said, as long as you have the boot on now, you can do whatever you want. That means I think I can start boxing soon, which I'm excited about.
Because I'm like, dishes. What else? I'm like, can you get this? Can you do this now? It's such a great time.
Yeah. It still takes me a while to get up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
I'll say that because I can't, there's no mobility in my ankle.
Yeah.
And I guess I never really thought about that going up the stairs. You think of your knees because that's the biggest mover. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you need a lot of that ankle articulation.
Who knew?
Which I have none of at the moment. And I think because I'm now standing on it and putting more weight, it's creating more circulation, which reduces inflammation. And I can see my calf muscle now for the first time.
This morning he was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, what? He's like, I can see my calf muscle. I was like, where has it been?
I don't know. It's been hiding behind a lot of inflammation.
It's crazy.
And it was weird because I didn't see my leg very often. This boot is on 23 hours of the day. Yeah. But when I would take it off to either shower or do my exercises, it was so weird looking down at my legs and seeing my right leg, which is a normal leg, right? Like you see the calf and then it gets a little skinnier after that. And then seeing my left leg,
it was
just it was like a weird
log.
Yeah, log, I guess.
Log.
And now it's actually getting a little bit of its definition again.
Cool.
It's still, and this is the crazy part, especially considering it's my calf, which is the skinniest part of my body. My left leg is getting smaller. There is an actual size difference now between my leg
You're gonna be
below
okay.
the knee on my left and below the knee on my right.
You can write a book about this one day. Have you been taking notes about the trials and tribulations?
No, I don't think I've had very few trials and tribulations through this journey, actually. It's not a great journey.
Yeah, but you were a little touch and go.
The first weekend, I was pretty depressed when it was all sinking in. Plus, you couple that with the fact that I missed a trip with my best friends.
Yeah, I cried. You didn't know this. I was so sad
Really?
for you.
I did not know that.
It was a little one. I didn't was sobbing in a corner somewhere.
So that was really the toughest part. And then knowing that I wasn't going to be able to play in this, the Champions of Change celebrity basketball game.
You're past it now, and you still had the best time ever.
I was past that probably before I was past missing the event with my friends.
Listen, I get it. I got COVID and couldn't go to Taylor Swift with all of my friends, and now obviously I'm getting to do this.
But even then, those are your Seattle friends that you can see. These are my friends. All of them are on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. All of them are in New York, New Jersey for the most part. And I see them twice a year.
Yeah, I guess it worked out for me. I'm getting to see an East Coast friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Today.
But it is 9:00, Carla Marie.
Let's go.
It is
Slam's
time.
laptop shut till Monday.
You've been waiting to say that, huh?
No, I just thought of it now. Clip that. Put it somewhere.
We are going to get out of here. I've got to get Carla Marie to the airport so she can enjoy Taylor Swift tonight. She'll be back
1, 2,
tomorrow.
3. Let's go, bitch.
And if you are going to the Seahawks Football Fest.
Yep. Family Football Fest.
Seahawks Family Football Fest. Carla Marie will be the host there in Lumen Field. So if you feel like going, it's a cool event. I got to go last year. I'm taking my parents this year. So you can see Carla Marie do her thing.
Yes, I got to practice that script on the airplane at some point.
All right, well.
I'm going to be on the airplane. 12s, what's up?
You should try it.
I'm going to.
You should
It
ask.
will be 12s.
You should ask the flight attendants if you can use the PA.
Yeah. 12s, how excited are you to be back at Lumen Field? Woo!
All right, we are out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Don't forget, there is a brand new episode of the Morning Show podcast available wherever you get your shows, and there will be one tomorrow. Peace out.